On hot days, I turn the lights out, but I realize it doesn't make so much for being able to see
Hi,
the shadow.
we're on air right now. So, thank you and welcome to the Passion and Purpose Summit. We're going to have a great time today. We have four special guests with us. We have, starting from the beginning here, we have Anita Haidama, Jennifer Ettinger, Micah Ballard, and Tamika Awai. And so I'll start with, if you guys go ahead and do your introductions. Well, I already said your name, but what you do, and then we'll get going. So starting with Anita.
Hello there. My name is Anita Haidama. My business is Your Inspirational Journeys in Vision 2000, which is under the YIJ group of companies. YIJ standing for Your Inspirational Journeys. I have a personal development and professional development company where I put programs together and I tie it in with travel. So an example is a wellness cruise or entrepreneurial cruise where you get a learning experience through travel with my programs and other people's programs.
Awesome. Jennifer?
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Ettinger. I am founder of Fit Your Style, and I am a fitness and style expert teaching women to learn the body they were born in and become body confidence beautiful.
Michael?
I'm Michael Ballard, and I help people learn how to be more resilient. So regardless whether it's a chronic illness, a job loss, a death in the family, there's things we can do to have better quality of life, to feel safer and happier over time. Resilience.
Awesome. Tamika.
Hi there. Hi, my name's Tamika Awai. I'm a wardrobe expert, and I help women end their wardrobe frustrations. And I also help stylists claim a passionate life as a stylist, helping others become confident and teach them to do the same thing that I do.
Great. And for all who don't know me, my name is Jeanette Arrow, founder and CEO of Charisma Lux, and also a life coach and business consultant. And my passion in life is to inspire women to love themselves extraordinarily every day and pursue their passion and purpose for living. And here's why I'm bringing these lovely individuals together so that we can all share what our passions are and our purpose and the journey that it took us to get to where we are today. So I'll start down the row again with Anita. If you can just share with us your journey to where you are, like a bit of your experience and what it took you to what you're doing today that you're passionate about.
Well, originally, years ago, I was in the travel industry, and so travel has always been my passion, and I always find that when you actually get yourself to a destination, that you see things differently. You actually open yourself up to new cultures, new experiences, and new thoughts that, that come to mind when you travel. So tying that in with my background that I had in the corporate field where I did training, and recently, last 2 years, I ended up getting my coaching certificate. It's people being able to develop and be able to grow in their experiences to find their passion and their true potential through travel. So it's get a way to find your way, that retreats that are available for you, and then it's coaching afterwards, because we always have that aha moment when we come back and realize that it's reality, but those goals that are set that you're wanting to work on, and then following through with those with coaching.
Awesome. Jennifer?
My experience comes from actually my life experience of being bedridden with a chronic illness, which left from fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. And from that experiencing, realizing the importance of a holistic, healthy lifestyle, which in turn was the impetus for me to become a personal trainer 10 years ago and merge it with my fashion background and my museum studies background for the love of goddesses, and created a program for women to find and love their inner goddess.
Awesome. Michael?
Well, a long time ago, I had a concussion and was quite amazed that the other young gentleman I shared the room with a concussion acted 180 degrees away from where I was, and I was like, wow, two people, same issue, 180-degree difference in response. So it made me study human behavior. Then, like others, I had a chronic illness, and the doctor made the mistake of saying there was nothing I could do. And then I had a 7-year battle with 2 bouts of cancer, and then a failed procedure, had a midnight tune-up. As I teased the doctors, I'm back for warranty work. And so I was really surprised and saddened that our mental health system was based on negative asset. Only wanted to know what was wrong. And I kept saying, well, what about the skills to be right, to be resilient, to be tenacious, to be courageous? And I couldn't find anything. So I decided that after looking in the mirror for a while, saying, when are they going to do something? I was the they. So that got me started.
Wow. Tamika?
Absolutely. Well, I had always had a love of fashion, and as long as I can remember, choosing my father's ties and, helping friends get dressed for special occasions. But I was a chronic people pleaser, and so with my traditional parents, fashion and writing as well, which I had loved and really wanted to pursue a career in journalism, I was told I couldn't do that. And I went to school, and I got a business degree from Laurier, and I started my career right away, took the first job that was offered, and really spent the greater part of my 20s quieting that part of me that really wanted to express myself through fashion and through sharing what I love and know to empower and bring forth confidence in other people. And then I was laid off, as many of us were, and then I found out I was pregnant a couple days later. And so it was a big turning point for me where I decided that I was no longer going to live on other people's terms, and that my parents, as wonderful as they are, weren't always right. And that was the impetus for me to create Shop Socials, which was an event business, is an event business based on bringing women to fashionable experiences. And from there, I really started to own the fact that I was bringing women to fashion, but I really wanted to step into the position of helping them really feel great about themselves. And so the wardrobe business was a natural extension from that. And of course, people seeing, where I'd come from and what I was now doing, the natural question that came was, how did you do that and how can I? And so that's where the mentoring came in as well.
Awesome. And for me, I've had extensive background in information technology. I went to school and studied computer studies and then moved on to project management, business analysis, and actually business consulting in the corporate world. And I've worked with various different types of organizations, from financial to marketing to information technology. But it wasn't something that I was really passionate about. It was just a job and paid well, but there was still something in me that wanted to do more. And I have different types of passions. I mean, we all have more than one passion. It's not necessary that we're limited to one passion. And my first passion that I became aware about was design. I just loved doing changing around when I was growing up in Barbados, changing around our living room every weekend, and much to my grandparents' dismay, where I would change around the furniture. I'm doing my chores, but I'm actually redesigning the living room and really enjoying that. And that's how I realized I had a love for design. But at the same time, at that time, pursuing design wasn't something that was really mainstream. Computer studies was something that was prevalent at the time and really made sense. So I pursued that, but still that love and passion for design was still there. So when I did finish school and I was working, went back to school and I studied interior design, and that led to me doing design at events, which led to planning weddings and event management. And it still wasn't satisfied, or wasn't, I think we lost Anita. Anita, oh, there you are. Still wasn't satisfied, there was still something burning within me. And when I relaunched my business and I had partners came on board, we launched it as Charisma Luxe Inc. And, but wanted to do something more fulfilling. And that's when we launched Luxe Moments, which was as a brand to encourage women to love themselves extraordinarily every day through different experiences and events. But that was only looking at the outside. That wasn't really looking at the heart, looking at, really touching women or encouraging them from an internal perspective. And that's how I got into coaching. I would always get women coming up to me and asking me different questions, how to do this, how about passion, and all this sort of stuff. So that's what led me to where I am today. I'm still doing business consulting, which is helping women entrepreneurs primarily, not having anything against men, but I do help women entrepreneurs get going or help them with their marketing and so on, sort of help, with website design, social media marketing, and so on. But what gives me greatest joy is just, interacting and engaging women to help them really hone in on what their passion is and what their purpose is for life, because we all have a purpose. We're not just here, just taking up space. Each and every one of us have a purpose in this life, and is about discovering what that is and defining what that is and pursuing that to be of service to others, because we have a passion or passions, and there is a purpose, and it is then about being of service. Which leads to my next question. How does it feel to be of service to others? Start with Anita. Anita?
I'm sorry, I had myself on mute there.
Oh, okay.
I had to
Go
figure out how to unmute it. So it's so rewarding, actually, to see people that are stuck in a situation where they don't know what to do or where to go, and to be able to work with them. And a lot of times there's so many demands put on people that they don't actually take that time for themselves to sit back and really think what it is that they want. They get caught up in situations, being told what they're supposed to do, being told what society says they should be doing. So it's so rewarding to see these people come into some of my workshops and really soul search and see what it is that they want, and then carry through with it and see the happy faces. You know, that's so rewarding.
Yeah. So right now you do, I know you're into travel business and so on, but also the coaching. How do you find on those experiences? I know we're going to share a little bit about our planned trip that we have coming up next year.
Yes.
But how do you find when, you know, the ladies or individuals are on those cruise retreats and you've married the travel aspect with the actual coaching and personal development? What's the feedback on that?
Oh, it's a wonderful feedback. This summer, actually, I did a Greece retreat, and there was 20 ladies that actually went on there. And so we would do goal setting on the beach. Now, what a better way to do it than to sit back and relax and to really think of what it is you want. You expose yourself to the culture of being in a different place and the possibilities that are open to you. And so all those 20 ladies continued coaching with me. So in September, they've set their goals, and in September, they moved those goals forward, and it's been such a rewarding experience to see ideas and thoughts they probably wouldn't have come up with without having that travel experience, and then to be able to follow those through and carry on. As I said, usually when you come back home, you have that aha moment where you're thinking, what was I thinking? You know, I was away on holiday and I was going to do this and I was going to do that, and I was, you know, whatever that might be for that person, and then to carry that through, it's a very rewarding experience. So right now, those 20 ladies were working through those goals, and they're doing great with them. So.
Awesome. So what about you, Jennifer? How does it feel to be of service to others using your passion and stuff?
It's a job that I take so seriously, because you are touching lives and you are changing lives. And that is what an honor to be in a position of service. I don't think there's any other position that can be as rewarding as somebody touching and changing a life. And I take that, like as I mentioned, very seriously, because I'm working with people in terms of their mindset and shifting their mindset and shifting their bodies. And it's the biggest compliment when I get an email or a phone call or a Facebook message saying, you know, you touched me today, you helped me today. It's profound. And that's what inspires me to get up every single morning and continue to do the things that I do.
Awesome. And you have a large audience. You have your own show, Fit Your Style, on Rogers.
Yes.
And I know you're very engaged in the community. How do you find when you're out there doing your thing, do you find that women are really receptive to what you're sharing and what you're encouraging them to be, you know, body, beautiful, confident? Is that, or
Get body confidence, beautiful. Very close. Yeah, it's actually fun, interesting. So, for example, I was out yesterday, and someone came running up to me and said, "I love your show, and I learned how to breathe." And so they showed me how to breathe properly. I'm like, "Oh, good grasshopper!" And then I was at a dinner party last night for a media group, and I had more people come up to me, "Pink Dreams, Pink Dreams. I now understand what Pink Dreams is all about." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" So like 5 people in a span of 2 hours. You send it out there. You hope that it's going to be received by the people that need the message or need to be inspired by the message. But it's the biggest compliment when you hear back that you genuinely are touching the souls of those people.
Exactly. And Michael, what about you? How does it feel to be of service to others?
Well, it's indeed an honor, because it's a position of trust. So I think that's the number one thing that all of us do, is we help people build trust with us so that we can get them get in their heads and their hearts and help them realign with their passion and purpose so they can move forward. So when we're a service, and whether it's our volunteer work or our paid work, it really is a huge honor. So one of the gifts I've been given is to work with 3- and 5-year-olds as well as corporate professionals, and regardless of age. I even worked with a seniors home at one point. It's to be of service and help people go from hearing a belief system that's getting in their way and causing them grief to here, and suddenly you see that spark, an aha moment, as you said earlier, and then there's that joy and reflection like, wow, I can do this. So it's great to even when you're done, be finished, and they walk away on their own and they just do it. It becomes a self-perpetuating, and then you find out from others that that idea was contagious, which is the best state of mind I can have is when people tell me that an idea was contagious.
Awesome. What about you, Tamika? How do you feel? How does it feel to be of service to others?
You know, for me, it's absolutely, it's gratitude. You know, I feel thankful every single morning that I wake up and I'm able to help someone see themselves as beautiful, as who they really are, but they didn't know how to be able to see that reflection back for them in the mirror. And you know, there's no other feeling. It's a complete honor. And then, you know, when I'm working with stylists or women who are looking to build a career in styling, you know, they didn't think it was possible. So for me, that feeling of being able to show someone a possibility, again, you know, stepping into that is it's like a miracle every time, you know, stepping into that and showing them the possibility, in both aspects, really, you know, whether it's just to look in their mirror and see themselves as being that beautiful person, or being able to agree that, yeah, I can do this, I can build a career around something that I love, and that's a natural gift. You know, I truly enjoy my gifts.
Awesome. Now, with the world of social media, and thank God for social media, I mean, it's helped taking our businesses and our brands to another level. And sometimes I look back and I wonder, what were we, you know, 5 years ago when Facebook was just coming out or so, and now where it is, and we got Twitter, we got Pinterest, we got Google Plus. I mean, the list goes on and on. How has social media really helped, you know, make a difference in what you're doing and in your message? How has social media help take it to your ideal clients, and also engage those individuals that your message really resonates with? Anita?
Well, I'm not the best person to say that to, because it's still somewhat new for me in social media, and I'm still learning my ways and my ropes. I'm a big one-on-one person, and I've just recently got into a bit of social media. So for me, it hasn't really affected me so much as of yet, but looking forward to seeing the next months coming ahead and where that's going to take me.
Awesome. What about you, Jennifer? Because I know you're
Jennifer's good. She knows her stuff.
I giggle because people come to me about social media. I have no idea. It's organic. You just learn as you go. So I'm just being raw and honest. And that's what I've learned. You need to be raw and honest. When you're raw and honest, people resonate to your platform. And what you'll find, Anita, actually, when you talk about that one-on-one, is I'll get those direct messages from people saying, oh, you know what? I didn't have the courage to really speak to someone or go to someone and call someone, but you are helping me. And you'll start having this daily dialogue. So you're reaching out on an individual basis when maybe they could just barely scratch the surface with their issue. But you allow that platform to begin, or that journey to open. So I find it to be an absolute blessing. And then from a bigger picture, the opportunities out there. So I've learned you can't have fear. You have to be fearless, and you just have to reach out there and ask. And if you don't ask, you won't receive. And it's incredible how I have asked, and I've been given back 10 times over. And those opportunities and those people I've met through social media have catapulted my own career to allow me to have even a bigger platform, whether it's across the United States and Canada, to have a voice to share my message. So you get it from two prongs, that you're helping others, and it goes back to the more you give, the more you receive, the more you receive, the more you give. So you're helping people on a daily basis by touching their lives, giving them a little blip of information, and the big boss and the big brothers are watching, and when they resonate, they want to help you out. So it's a perfect win-win. Love social media.
You're the guru.
Michael?
You just asked a social media extrovert about being in social media. He's not shy.
And what about you? What about you, Michael?
Well, I like Jennifer, believe that it's learning by asking, by doing, by practice. I found the delete button helps reduce my fear levels quite a bit. And I was a big coaching guy by email. I've had clients as far away as New Zealand before we had social media, so social media just made it so much easier. I could send them a little 15-second movie clip and compress it down to tell mobile phone size a few years ago. Now it's like, oh, just go to this link on YouTube. Oh. So I found it to be really good, but it is, the learning curve at first is really annoying, because I somewhere after the fourth upgrade to learning to word processing and spreadsheets and email, I didn't care. It does far more than I can use. But for connecting with individuals, I have a coaching client out of town, and I have had one out of country where they really were at their wits' end, and it's like, well, I don't do those types of things as a professional, but they said, yes, but we trust you. So I find social media with this caliber, I mean, you know, when you click into Google Plus, it says, you want to do this in high def? Well, I don't know. Do I really want to see these mugs in high def, or do they want to see mine in high def? I mean, it just is so two-dimensionally real, and adding audio, I find it to be a real blessing.
And Tamika, what about you?
Oh, I'm on the Jennifer train with the social media. Woo-woo. I'm a big believer in social media, and quite frankly, my businesses wouldn't be where they are today without it. When I started Shop Socials in particular, my very first shopping event that I hosted, I was scared, crapless that, people weren't going to come through the door, and then I was picked up, a tweet I sent was picked up by a publication no longer around called Sweet Spot, an online community called sweetspot.ca, and it was featured there, and ticket sales came in, and I was like, this is interesting. And so for me, social media is about community. So I absolutely, and now that I'm doing more mentoring and that kind of thing, I'm seeing the one-on-one, and I do get, like Jennifer, people who will send me messages that say, I heard something that you were featured in, or an interview, or what have you that you shared. Thank you for that. But with the community, I'm just able to help so many more people. There are the people that work with me one-on-one, and I love them, but ultimately for me, being in service and sharing what I know about how you can use your wardrobe to really, create yourself, I'm happy to give that away with social media. So, one of the ways that I actually tuned back into the fact that I wanted to do more one-on-one work was through the writing that I was doing as style editor for the Hip and Urban Girls Guide. I was getting people that would meet me at events and say, oh my gosh, your piece on, wardrobe really, you know what you're talking about, you really touched me. And I was like, yeah, I do know this stuff. So it was a confidence builder for me, social media and having that platform and seeing things share. So, I love social media, and I do, like Jennifer, I get a lot of people who are like, how did you do that? And there is some playing around and figuring out. But the important thing is to get out there and be you,
True. And I'm on the social media train as well. I love it. And I'm, one-on-one and connecting with individuals, it's awesome, but I find the social media gives you that platform to reach even more people. And I mean, you go beyond just local, you go global, you go international. And I've also had people connect with me that I, obviously never met. And but whatever the message that you're communicating, it resonated with them. And so it's great. I just love it. And started getting signed up with Instagram and getting into that on a daily basis. And there is one, and I noticed a little symbol. It's like, okay, what is this now? Because like every day there's something else that's coming up. But But the core, like the Twitter, the Pinterest, and all of that, I mean, I think they are great platforms and to help really spread your message and really engage and build your community and build your tribe. Because building your tribe in whatever you're doing, your passion, your purpose is important. And I know I've made mistakes when I relaunched my business in terms of not really focusing on building the tribe first. And I know you all have had your challenges along the way with your business and so on. So that's what we're going to talk about now: the challenges that you've had, and how others can learn from that, using your passion for your business and what you were doing today. So starting with Anita, any challenges you can share with us?
Oh boy. I think probably one of my biggest challenges, and I've spoke to many people about that, is I come from a corporate background in management, and I had teams that were taking care of a lot of things for me. And so as far as the business portion goes of the company, it's been difficult to be able to move forward with the social media and some of the other aspects of the business when I had people that were behind me to be able to support me with that. So that's been a little bit of a challenge and a learning curve. As far as reaching the people and being able to go through what
Can't hear you. Anita? We lost you. Signal, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Go ahead and, oops, we lost Anita. Jennifer?
Challenges.
Yes.
I realize the importance. I mean, there's no I in team. You have to have an incredible team surrounding you. And it's funny, when I'm interviewed lots of times, I'm constantly saying we. And they're like, wait. Why are you saying we? Because it is we. It is my team. I can't be doing what I'm doing without their skill sets moving forward. So I've learned rather quickly how important it is to have a really good team in place to be able for you to go out and do what you do best. And as we all know, this panel knows, and the big joke with me is email. Like, challenge, email is my dragon I need to slay because I just can't keep up with email. So we're learning the challenges as we're in growing pains to be, different funneling distributions of responsibility through the team. And, I'm honest about that with people, that I apologize, we're going through those pains. We're trying to keep up with the demand, which is a beautiful position to be in. So it's just, I think, again, being honest, looking at where your strengths are and looking at where your weaknesses are, so that you can bring key people in to support you in the areas that you need to fill, so that you can go out there and deliver that passion effectively and professionally.
Awesome. Michael, what about you? What challenges have you experienced so far?
Oh, boy. Well, resiliency is not, to my mind, about just being the best you. It's about helping you at life's toughest moments. And so in the corporate world, for some people, I get we don't need that. But I'm not stupid. I didn't call their firm just out of the blue because I know their absentee rate's way above the industry average, or I know that their staff turnover is 4 times the industry average. So the denial thing is real big. Or sales teams that it's May, they haven't hit their February numbers yet, but things are okay. We don't need a coach or a trainer. So I find that really interesting, that to me, we're all solution providers in our different ways. And yet I get that level of resistance from some people, and I go, wow, I just want to help you be very successful. Because positive solutions take time and effort, but the outcomes can be amazing. So I'm always in awe of people who have no problems. Then a year later when you call back, they don't work there anymore. So that's always my number one thing that I get, with that level of defensiveness. But I find it really interesting how many people equate resiliency with mental health, which it's a part of. But it's not a crime to have a slump. For those of us that had chronic illnesses, I didn't create it. It's in the genetic family pool. I just happened to get it 50 years earlier than many. So it's just put both oars in the water and let's row, and I'll help you navigate. And it's really interesting how some people just will not deal with it. And it's sad because they lose so much, or they think that the doctor has a magic pill. So That's the challenge for me, is to get people past their self-limiting beliefs that there's nothing, the Eeyore syndrome. There's nothing I can do. I mean, look what a good wardrobe can do, and fitness can do, and a good vacation to change frame of mind and frame of reference. Uh-oh.
We lost.
All I did was point at her.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I kind of got lost.
We lost Tamika. Oh, there she is.
Geez,
Tamika.
Tamika, I teased and said I pointed and you disappeared.
Can't hear you. Tamika?
Magic! You did point at me and it disappeared. I got a little video. Your video call has ended. I said, oh no, that's not what I asked for. But it came back, so we're okay. Yeah, you know what though, Michael? I totally resonate with what you're saying in terms of people limiting themselves and that being a challenge. For many, it's I get that back up against the wall. Well, I can't afford a really great wardrobe, or what does it matter what my appearance looks like anyway? That doesn't really mean much. So a lot of my challenge with respect to the wardrobe end of the business is having people really understand that it goes a lot deeper than just what you put on. We're not talking about going out to spend frivolously, or that image is how you look on the outside, is the only thing that matters. But getting people to really understand that your closet is an opportunity to create yourself. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? So if you're valuing yourself enough to get up every day and get dressed and say, I deserve to look amazing, getting people to see that that's something that's possible for them, that can be a big challenge. In terms of running my businesses, though, something that I'm over but was a challenge, it was a transition, going from a business where I was behind Shop Socials, so people knew that it was my business, but it wasn't my face, to a business where I'm Tamika, this is me, I'm a wardrobe expert, this is what I do, and claiming that for myself, that was a bit of a challenge, putting yourself out there. For me, I think now I know the journey is the journey, and it's how it was meant to be. However, I know now that when I started my business, I really wanted to do this. But I created Shop Socials because it was safer to have a business to hide behind. So I think for some people, they might relate. If you're passionate about something, know that you're enough whenever you decide to share that with the world. So that was something that took me a little bit of getting used to be able to step out from that business and into, really who it is that I am.
Awesome. Well, for me, until I mentioned earlier about building the tribe, and those are things that we challenges that we've all faced that we can share with other entrepreneurs coming out, that they can also learn from that and to avoid those mistakes. But the challenge that I face, or I guess most coaches and including yourself, is that when you are individuals know that they have a purpose or they have passion, but when it comes from within, that there's self-esteem issues, or they don't feel like they're worthy enough to pursue their passion and fulfill their purpose. Those and the limiting beliefs that you alluded to, Michael, those are some of the challenges that the individuals feel that, or may not even be aware that these are things that are keeping them from pursuing their purpose or their passions, or really making, really getting it to the point where they can be of service to others. So it's about, sort of helping them deal with those issues and look within at those things that they may have told, the things that they tell themselves, and negative things that they tell themselves on a daily basis, which when you tell yourself those things, that's become, your belief becomes a fact to you, even though it may not be true. So, it's getting past that and to really help them get through that, and to deal with those limiting beliefs and the daily affirmations, and to really love themselves and, realize that they are worthy of loving themselves, and they are worthy of pursuing their passion and purpose. And they're worthy to be of service to others, and it's an honor to serve others and to be of service to others. So that's the challenges that I've, as a coach, and you all alluded to that you do face on a regular basis. So why is it important to follow your passion and purpose? And I know that we've alluded to it, but if we can go down the panel and sort of, give some reasons why it's important, starting with Anita.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I was just answering.
Why is it important for others to pursue their passion and purpose?
Because everyone, as you said earlier on, everyone has their purpose and their reason. We're not just there to be there. And to really be able to experience and to go through what it is that you're really meant to do, and each person has their own ideas and thoughts on what that is. Life is so much easier. You enjoy so much more. You live life to the fullest. I mean, that's my motto, is to instill an internal legacy, to live life to the fullest and your truest potential. And with that, and knowing what your passion is and being able to follow through with it, makes you a different person.
Yes, I think we've lost Jennifer. Hopefully she'll be back.
Yeah, unfortunately Jennifer had to step out, so yeah,
okay.
She had to step out of the conference. Yeah, that's what I was busy doing. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Michael?
Well, if our passion and purpose is aligned with our values and our vision of us, then we're happier because everything's in the same direction. So, having coached some people who were considering leaving corporate, at a big level, I can think of a woman who I consider to be a genius. I've coached her several times now. She's got an incredible IQ, an incredible work ethic, but can you imagine quitting when you reach the pinnacle of your career before 40 because you're bored? I'm doing my job in 3 days a week as a chief financial officer, won't name the firm she worked for, and I'm bored. I'm the youngest one to have held the position, the first woman. I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I want to take a huge risk outside of my career path. Go learn these things, and then I want to start be intermediate somewhere where I get paid to work hard and smart and solve big problems. Because she said, and if you look at her education, master's degree, certified financial engineering degree, it just goes on and on. It's like, I've teased her for years that, are you triplets? 2 went to school and 1 held a job? So she's looking for a career position again, because in the last career position, they valued her work ethic, but the company was dominated by an extroverted work style. So come on, tell me what you think. Speak up. Let's go. You don't solve multi-million-dollar problems at a 20-minute brainstorming session. Before people arrive, tell them what the problem is. Give them some parameters. Say, can you come with some thoughts and ideas on a direction to solve it? But they would literally be yelling back and forth. She said, I got headaches from these people. She said it was like dealing with a whole bunch of adolescent boys fighting over who's going to play first base and third base. She said, I just had to leave. And so that company was not in alignment with respecting personality styles, from what I know through her. And they lost, to me, one of their a walking brain trust. They're not going to hire one person with that skill set ever again. They're going to hire at least 2. And so in her case, she said, I'm very much at peace now, because I get a little contract work here and there and some consulting work. But she said, I want to go where my style's respected, just not my brain and my hard work. And she said, I get really fed up with, well, yeah, but you're just shy. She said, I'm not shy. I'm an introvert. I'm thoughtful. I'm contemplative. You hired me because I do good work, not because I'm yappy. And me being the extroverted extrovert and her being the extra introverted introvert, we have a lot of chuckles over the style differences. If we can get along, anybody should be able to. So that's part of purpose and passion, going on alignment with your values and your vision, and fitting with authentically you. What's your learning style, your personality style, who makes you uniquely you? If the company doesn't respect most of that, or your situation, it's not a comfortable place to be.
Exactly. What about you, Tamika? Why is it important for others to pursue their passion and purpose?
You know what? It's about being happy. It's about following your bliss. It's about waking up every single morning and just being like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do what I'm going to do today. For me, I didn't have that when I worked corporately. I had great jobs. Had a director level position when I was 25. I had all the check, awesome. But I woke up and I was like, I hate this place. I don't want to be here. I don't feel challenged. I don't feel lit up. And I just, I think life is a gift. It's meant to be spent in the way that just really has our engines charged and revved up, you know?
Exactly. It's true. And pursuing your passion and purpose does make life worth living, and it's all about, like you said, when you wake up in the morning and it's just something that is like the fire beneath you, it just gets you going. And even when you're having a slow day or a low day, just knowing that you're helping and motivating others and making a change and making a difference in somebody else's life, is reason enough to just get going. I tell myself sometimes, like, just do it, just get going and just do it. Sometimes you just need to motivate yourself, and so that's what I do. So if we can share one tip with our audience and how to inspire others to pursue their passion and purpose, what would that be? Starting with you, Anita. Can't hear you.
The tip for me, the tip I would give is to really have that quiet time. I think a lot of people get so busy in their everyday lives, then to sit back and really understand what it is that you want. There's so many expectations on you as a male or female, or so many expectations that your family has, or friends, or society, and it's really understanding what you truly want. And I do believe in coaching and really being able to bring that forward, and taking that quiet time. Yeah, really taking that quiet time.
What about you, Michael?
Oh, excellent point you just made about quiet time. I ask people to consider something that's very personal and private. I say, if there's a picture of you in a dictionary that only you could see, what are the thoughts, words, phrases, and little videos we all have you've allowed yourself and others to put there? So you have to do what I call a merge and a purge. Some of those things are completely the truth. I have spelling and grammar issues. I make no apologies for it. I am brilliant in some areas, but I'm the kid that failed grade 9 in part because back in those days, didn't spell, you didn't pass. So that's me. So I have to triple check, and I still get it wrong sometimes. So, but then there's the other truths you have to accept, because if we can understand and inventory our competence, it helps with our confidence. So if we inventory our competence and go through that dictionary, throw away some of the lies and the half-truths that get in the way and confuse, then who are you defining yourself as authentically? Then it helps align with your passion and purpose and makes life just so much more joyful. So that if you point at somebody when you're on a call and they disappear on you, you know it wasn't a powerful finger. It was their technology. They didn't take you personal and block you out.
So talking about you, Tamika.
Yeah, she knows. I got the smile. So it helps with your confidence and feeling safe in almost every situation.
And Tamika?
It works for me.
I would say understand that exploring your passion doesn't have to be a leap. For many of us it is a leap. But you don't have to be, the fear is in that I have to make a complete 180. I've got to do something that's completely terrifying. And you can still explore your passion in little baby tiny steps that are comfortable for you. So, with the stylists I work with, for example, I don't tell them to go quit their job tomorrow. I don't tell them to completely step boldly. And for some people, they can do that, and that's amazing. Or they're forced to, like myself, with a layoff and that kind of thing. But you can explore your passions on your time, part-time, to feel comfortable and confident and really feel what it feels like when you're doing those things, and use that energy and that feeling that you get from really stepping in and enjoying that feeling of being in purpose. And then slowly it'll take over and the leap won't feel as scary. So don't not try because you're afraid that you have to take a leap, because you don't.
I quite agree, and sometimes it takes time. I mean, if you look back on when you really started pursuing your passion and purpose, and I mean, maybe you didn't even know that you were pursuing what it was at the time, but I think there's so much versions of us. If you look back, when you started out, your focus was here, and then you gradually moved to this area, and then you evolved into this area, and it is a process. It doesn't necessarily, like you said, happen overnight. I mean, people are singers, and they grow up knowing that they're singers, and that's all they do. But for some of us, it's a evolution, or it's a gradual process. So I like that point. And so those are some good tips. And for me, I would say, like you said, Tamika, take the time, because there's so much. Sometimes there's so much work to be done on an internal level, at an internal level. You know, dealing with those limiting beliefs and all of that stuff that you need to get out the way, because once you start pursuing your passion and purpose, once you're serious about that and you really set your mind to, things are going to start to happen in a positive way. I mean, there'll be challenges like anything else, but you know, getting rid of that stuff that may come up and really taking the time to deal with those things, I think is important to deal with. So I know we're going to talk a little bit about the cruise, Anita. So before we do that, what's on the horizon for each of you? What's the next things that you're working on right now that you want to share? So Anita, we'll start with you, and we can talk a little bit about the cruise. Yeah.
I mute because I have a tendency to comment on people what they're saying, so I thought you don't want to hear what I have to say, so I'm muting myself. Next, so over the next while, I've got quite a few coaching clients that I've worked on and that will be continuing through, but I've got a lot of destination getaways next year. I've got an entrepreneurial cruise that's starting in January for new business owners or people that want to expand on their business that need to know more about social media, marketing, sales, or business planning, which is going to be a wonderful experience. That's in January. In March, we're doing the Wellness Cruise, which Jeanette and Jennifer are going to be going on, and it's going to be a wonderful group of people learning how to get inspired, all about wellness, and that's going to be a phenomenal experience. I've got a writer's retreat that I'm going to be doing next year. I've got a walking tour to Peru and a cycling tour of Italy. So those are on the go for next year and tying them in, and of course my workshops that I will be doing on an ongoing basis. And yeah, so it's going to be an exciting year.
Yes, and we're also planning a retreat in Turks and Caicos next year as well.
Yes, right? That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yes.
So that's going to be exciting.
Yep,
what about you, Michael?
Well, for several years I've been slowly working on a project because it has to be perfect, because it works with 3-year-olds and 93-year-olds, and I won't be there. It's going to be video and online training. We have an Imagine Yourself program to help people in life crisis. And so it's been a long haul, but we think we finally got it nailed. So we've done the, I don't know, the 12th rounds of videos to explain it to people, and those have gone out and come back with good reviews with no nitpicky, you should have used this word, not that word, from the team of reviewers. So finally, after 20 years, it's going to be an overnight success, I trust. So we've lined up the clients already. We've got 1,000,001 children and 800,000 families that could potentially be interested. So once we get it online, we believe we're going to have a hit. It's just slow, 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 which is so not my style. I feel like a car with one foot on the gas to the floor and one foot on the brake to the floor, and we're just inching along. But it's got to be right, because it's for very vulnerable, or people when they're very vulnerable. So when I was a cancer patient, I was amazed they had no skill-based programming, and now we talk meditation and a few other things, but that doesn't help at 3 in the morning. I've talked to some leading experts and providers, and you have to always go to them. Well, that's nice to have 8 to 4, 9 to 5, but at 11 at night and 3 in the morning, you do what, where? So we hope to fill that gap with a really good introductory and intermediate quality set of programs, and we've got interest in Bangladesh and Pakistan, and we're hoping for big things real soon. So that's what's
awesome.
new for 2013.
Great. Tamika? And you, Tamika?
I am 100% focused right now on just transforming lives with confidence, you know. So I am accepting applications for my stylist mentorship program, and we'll be working with more stylists and helping them to really create the life of their dreams and doing something that they love and changing others' lives in the process. And I am also putting the finishing touches for my 2014 full year program, which is a one-on-one wardrobe styling program, but it's a lot more than that. So I can't reveal too much, but if you're looking to really up level in terms of how you present to the world and really seeing your confidence level skyrocket. This is a program you want to stay in touch with me about.
Awesome. And I'm also excited. Actually, today I'm launching my 40 Days to Passionate Life program, which is a 6-week program and which takes an individual on a journey that at the end of it they would discover what their passion and their purpose is. But we start with laying the foundation and defining a new perspective and defining what self-love is, because self-love is very important. And there is a research that's shown that individuals who don't love themselves is directly correlated to individuals who don't feel like they're worthy of pursuing their passion and purpose. So self-love is a very important thing to embrace and to practice and to live every day, especially when you want to pursue your passions and define and figure out what your purpose is. So the program is going to cover that. You're going to look at self-awareness and self-acceptance on all those things, as well as also doing actual physical acts of self-love and defining your passion and purpose. So looking at where you are and what your natural abilities are as well, and doing. It's a very hands-on, it's a virtual program, so you'll be able to do it from the comfort of your home, but it's still be engaged on a daily basis as you do the various types of exercises and engage with me through different coaching calls and different Google Hangouts, which is going to be my next favorite thing to do, Google Hangouts. Also, test driving your passion and purpose. So it involves researching what that is, finding your tribe, as well as experiencing what that is. So finding if you decide that your passion and your purposes in life is to be a teacher, but you're not there yet, actually going out and trying that out, experiencing that and see what that is all about. So and then helping them to get it going and realize that. So that launches today. So that's actually going to be on the bottom of this page at URL 40days-to-a-passionate-life.com/summit.html, where they can register. And I've also taken into consideration people's 40 days, oh my goodness, it's going to take me so long. So I've actually also designed a boot camp, which is very intensive over a weekend, which is it's going to same value but very intensive, where we can go through a lot of the core elements of the program, but it will be done over a weekend, a full weekend, and they can also sign up for that. So I'm very excited about that. And also next month, I'm going to be launching my book, and so I'm excited about that too. And and it's called 40 Days to a Passionate Life. So I'm really excited about that, to share that with the world. So. And in addition to the exciting trips that we have planned with Anita, the cruise in March, we're going to Cozumel, right?
Yep.
So,
Cozumel, Grand Cayman, Jamaica, Haiti, out of Fort Lauderdale. So.
Right.
5 days.
So exciting. Yeah. And then the retreat in Turks and Caicos, which is actually a 5-day retreat in Turks and Caicos. So a lot of exciting things planned. So I know you guys all have lots of great things planned too. So how can others connect with you, starting with Anita?
The best way to connect with me is, I've condensed your inspirational journeys to anita@yijgroup.com. So my Vision 2000 travel adventures are on there if you're interested in coaching or interested in workshops. Presently, that's the best way to get a hold. So it's anita@yijgroup.com.
And you, Michael?
Well, if people go to the About.me page and look for Michael Ballard, or they can go to Michael H. Ballard on YouTube or Facebook. So.
Awesome. Tamika?
Sure, they can find me online at www.tamikaawai.com. Can you spell that? TAMIKAAUWAI.com. And when they head over there, they'll get the chance to sign up for my complimentary e-zine. It's Insider Secrets to Creating a Wardrobe and a Life You Love. And you also get a free audio download that you can enjoy as well. So lots of gifts there, so head on over.
Awesome. And you can connect with me at JeanetteArrow.com. So that's JeanetteArrow.com. Also on the program site, which is 40daystoapassionatelife.com. And you'll find all the information there about the program and how you can register. And exciting. And also on social media. So check me out at Jeanette Arrow on Facebook and also on Twitter and Instagram and what else? Google Plus and Pinterest, and the list goes on and on. So, yeah. So this has been fun. This is great. I'm glad that we could come together and, share our message with the world and inspire others. And, any last thoughts before we go? Anyone?
No, I guess the only thing I wanted to comment on was I didn't finish my my problems and issues that I end up having, and so I got cut off there somehow. Okay, but the point I was trying to make was when you have problems with your social media and you have problems with other areas in your business, it's important to seek areas to be able to help with that. And that was kind of the point I was trying to follow up with. And I was going to put a little thing in there that the business cruise, of course, is a perfect way to be able to do that, to be able to move on and move forward with those areas. But I want to thank you so much, Jeanette, and everyone else. It's been a great time.
Yes, it's been a blast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes,
it's been fantastic, Jeanette.
Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, so thank you so much. And I'm going to be planning other summits, so I'll keep you posted on that if you want to participate. And I think it's really important that people understand about their passion and purpose and what that means in their life. So if we can continue to share the message, how important it is to follow and pursue that, I think it would make a difference in a lot of individuals' lives.
Absolutely. People need to see examples,
Yeah, they do.
Exactly.
They do.
We're thrilled to be around all these excellent examples as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. With that,
thank you.
Have a wonderful day and an awesome week.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.